binary. So today we're going to be making a fish recipe called Monchique hake fillets, or hake depending how you pronounce it. Like, I'm a little bit unsure of how it is. It's hard to hear me. Music very loud. Test 1, 2, 3. How's that? Let me lower the music a little bit further. How's that? Okay, good. So, as I was saying, this recipe is, in my opinion, fairly simple. It's just fish, eggs, onion, red pepper, and that's it. It is, oh, and potatoes for the side dish. It's quite simple. Let me try and get close up of the image. Can't show you that. That's just the finished product. The fillet, a little bit with a crispy skin, and the onions, egg, and red peppers on top with the potatoes on the side. So, let's get cooking then. What are we? The steps are fairly simple. You just need to get these onions diced up, the eggs boiled, this julienne, and then we are going to take the fish, wet it with milk, run it through flour, and then lightly fry it. So what we're going to start with first is, I think, boiling the potatoes. So let's, actually we can start with something else. So I'm going to lower the camera. Food, hello. Food indeed. Okay. Bit of an adjustment right there. Okay, now hopefully it stays. So, we're going to do the onions first. Slice the top off. And then, I like to keep the bottom, quite frankly. Fitness. Some cut off fingers soon. Nah, we good, we good. You can cut the bottom off. I personally prefer it because then it's a little bit easier to get everything off. You peel the skin, or you can just do this. And now that it's cut in half, it's much easier to peel the skin off because you have ends to pull it from. That's one half that goes in there, and I will just clean up later. Now, the thing with onions, and I don't believe I've cut onions on stream before, is quite simple. The sharper your knife, the less you're going to cry. If you want to dice an onion, the step is quite simple. You go this way, so the onion was like this. This is the head. So if this was the head, this was the tail, doesn't matter which way it is. You want to cut lengthwise, like this. And then, once that's julienne like that, you cut this way. And because the onion has layers, it will dice itself naturally. However, for this dish, we don't want that. We just want a simple julienne. So we're just going to cut thin strips. And now, because the onion is in layers, it just comes apart, and this is basically our julienne. Okay, I can do a little bit of dicing because it's going to end up anyway. Because the onion has layers, once it starts cooking, it's going to separate even easier. This is your julienne. You don't need to go any further than this. It will separate much easier once it's cooking. Let's get that on. I'll do this one diced, just so people can watch. Again, thin. If you are dicing, one thing you don't want to do is go all the way. You can see it's split, but the end is still there. That is, so at the end, you can still hold it while you dice it. Now, I don't hold this in the most correct way possible, but that's fine. I have yet to cut myself, with a knife at least. I've cut myself with a potato peeler. So now, you can see, put that knife down, it's all like this. So when I set it down, grab the knife, that's all minced. And now the last bit, you just rough chop it a little bit. Okay. That's one onion done. Always use the back of the knife, not the blade, or it will blunt the knife. Alright? If you need to, you can run the knife underwater if the onion is making you cry. It's starting to affect me a little bit, but my knife is fine and sharp, so hardly need to. I like to include prep in my videos. Don't you have a knife sharpener? Technically no. I have a honing rod and a whetstone. It's different things. However, it doesn't need either one. I already ran it through the honing rod, and the knife is still sharp, so it doesn't need sharpening. Straight from the Middle Age? You say that, but a whetstone is still much better in terms of control. It's more labor intensive, but you also get more out of it. Now, the recipe says you need 100 grams of onion per 800 grams of fish. I like onion a lot, so I'm going with a little bit more. As Gordon has said multiple times, it's the knife doing the work, not your hands. The knife has to be sharp because it's a tool. Let the knife do the work. Don't go all in, don't pressure too much. If you're applying pressure, you're doing it wrong. And now I have this handy little bowl here. It's probably not going to be enough for both onions, but we will manage. Now, this looks like a lot of onion, but once I actually cook it, it's going to get reduced to nothing. Which is unfortunate, because I like onion a lot. For the time being, that's fine. Oignon! Hello, mute! Yes, I do know of the oignon. Need some food myself. Alright, dude. That's perfectly acceptable. Okay, now, let's do something that not a lot of people know how to do. How to cut a pepper. A bell pepper in this case. So, you guys can see how it looks like they have these segments to them. That's for a good reason. Well, biologically speaking at least. But for us, in the kitchen, it's also a very good guideline. If you turn it around, it's a lot easier. So you see, this is one segment, this is another one, and this is another one. There's 3 segments to this. So, what you want to do with your knife is turn one segment this way, and then you just slice down. See? And you have all this flesh, and the seeds are still here. You just do the same on the other side. I got a little bit of seeds, that's fine. I can just remove them a lot easier than I can remove that. So, you just remove this one again. And you want to come back here and cut through this. And now, this we don't need. All of this it goes in the bin because we don't need this. And the seeds are pretty much useless. Cut the segments off, or that. Yeah, this is just so much easier. You can run them a little bit underwater actually to get any seeds off. Much easier. Or you can use a spoon if you want to be pedantic about it. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Now, cutting bell peppers. The skin is a little bit tough. A little. And if you want to cut this properly, my suggestion is lay them down skin side up. So that when you cut, you get the skin first and then the flesh on the bottom, and it's much easier. I mean, if you use it yourself, that's fine. I only need like this much probably, because the recipe says 50 grams. I don't need the whole thing, but I'm going to use the whole thing because I bought the whole thing. try to hold the bell pepper down as much as you can and watch your fingers, because a sharp knife will leave a clean cut. Snacks? You see, I'm not a fan of bell pepper. I'm just using it because the recipe asks for it. It's a good thing I married a cook. I mean, yes. All of those thin strips. Unlike me, they're thin. I'm thick-ish. Quite thick in the head as well. Oh, starts whistling. The garlic sauce? I mean, agreeable. I personally just don't enjoy it. If you do, completely fine. I don't like as much the texture of it. And the flavor, it's like, it's alright. But it's mostly the texture for me. Okay, that one had a little bit of give, which is not exactly ideal. There's another seed there. Just trying to get this little bit. And that's julienne enough. Not a fan of putting my fingers in risky situations. Now, we're going to leave this like that, precisely. We had an extra onion here that we're not going to use because it's already enough onion, in my opinion. So, let's get the eggs going. Just need a little pot of water. That's all the mess, ignore it. This probably doesn't need as much water, but it's okay. Angle. That's actually way too much water, hold on a second. Used to boiling eggs myself. Okay, that's done. Or well, it's going. Right, important. Gotta season the water. I'm in frame? Damn. That's alright. Can't really prevent myself from getting in frame too much. I can do this, and then I won't be in frame. I have an apron though. Hold on. Good food. Aprons. Master Chef, yes. I mean, all good chefs need themselves an apron. No kiss the cook, you'll have to gift me one like that. Okay, this is fine still, yeah. Right, that could use a lid. So let me adjust camera a little bit further. Please though, I just never spill anything. I mean, if you don't ever spill anything, it's still fine. Things can still spray back at you. I believe it's this one. No, that's so small. And now for this one. This is going to be for the potatoes. That's actually going to take a while. So let's get the potatoes going as well. I'm not sure why I still have lids in my hands. Okay. The potatoes also need water. And thank fuck that we have an extendable arm on the app. Hi Belle, hello. Welcome to stream. Nans, hello as well. Thank you for visiting. Need to control. That's fine. Water. Now, important for when it comes to water for potatoes. Season the fucking thing. Also, for the eggs. Just gonna say here. I'm being. Lids. Fucking up. Guys. You're alright. Okay. Now, this is gonna get moved. Logistics. Not gonna work quite well, isn't it? I should have taken a smaller pan, most likely. Or I could do some juggling around here. That's fine. For the time being, it's completely fine. Okay, now. Let me just rinse my hands real quick. What are we going to do next? Alright, we have to peel the potatoes, which is one of the few things I've ever cut myself with. So let's put the eggs here. They're safe. Y'all can look at that. I'm going to store this onion, and I will be fetching the... Actually, the potatoes are here behind me already. Okay. Potatoes. These are just local brand potatoes. Also, I need a peeler. Where the hound has to fetch things? Ha ha ha. So funny. That's enough. 1, 2. A little bit bigger. More. A few of these, I think. I think this should be enough. Adding an extra one for good measure. Now, we no longer need the knife, so let's put it away for the time being. We can lower the camera again. Down here. Now, very exciting. High octane stream. It's just so damn exciting. Now, You might be wondering, why don't I use a knife? Well, because I'm not that good. Sometimes potatoes have little dark spots, like this one. Let's just go ahead and chop that off. All good. And we continue to peel. This one just has the butt. I said we don't need the knife anymore, but we're still going to at least have the potatoes so that they cook a little bit easier. Also, I need to turn on the fan. Peeling potatoes with a knife sucks ass? Yes, it does. I mean, if you're very experienced, it's better than a peeler, but for everyone else, it's still easier to just use a peeler. Wait to turn the fan on because of the steam. That's a little glove. Okay. Eggs. These are actual chicken eggs from a farm, not from the supermarket. So they are admittedly a little bit dirty, but everything's going to die in the water anyway. That's a little bit more. One of them is apparently cracked. Oh well, sure. Isn't it? Wait, eggs aren't made in a supermarket? I've been lied to, wow. Fruits, please. Fruits. Yeah. You can also just do what I do sometimes, which is just go around the entire potato, and then you just take care of the faces. Probably need to lower that a little bit. Okay, and now we just let it boil away. We don't actually want soft boil or anything, so you can just let it go. Doesn't matter. There's no risk of overcooking the eggs when you want them overcooked. I just need to take note of the time. It's 26 minutes past 3. That's fine. Okay. Just peeling with a potato. Sorry I can't pay too much attention to chat while I'm doing this. I would rather not peel my own fingers. I can hear water bubbling. Which, the eggs. Getting a little bit of foam, so let's open a little bit. Come from brown. No, a lot of Americans apparently think that way, but it is not the case very much. I don't even remember how long does a fully cooked egg needs. I think it's 12 minutes. Okay, the end of this potato has apparently cancer, so just... God fucking damn it, Mutes. You're not ugly, stop. Or a narrow. Seize. You're not allowed to make bad jokes. Also remember, peelers like this have two blades. So if you need to, you can just do it the other way around as well. Probably doesn't ever get used. Okay, so potatoes can now go in. Let me just adjust this back. And a little bit less. Okay, not like that. Much exciting. Watching potatoes boil, literally. Those are fine to go like that. Let's cut this one in half. Don't do this at home, kids. You can chop these however you want. Doesn't really matter. I was thinking of making them like cubed or rough chop, but that's such a fucking hassle. We can just do this one like Grandma does, because why not? Wait, sir, please. Okay, split in half now. This one can go just like that. And now it has to boil. So in the meantime, what are we going to do? Just gonna cover it a little bit. We can move this to the side, and we're going to be smart. And this is the bag that the pepper came in. So just going to put everything in here because it's a lot easier to clean up like this. Remember, you watch a lot of cooking shows and think, oh, that's so easy, I'm going to do it. But don't forget, cooking also has a very important part, which is cleanup. I don't like to pretend that there's nothing to clean up. This is just from the vegetables, it's just peels. You can put this in the organic or make your own compost. I personally don't, because we had something sponsored by just leave it for Cousin Anatoly, yes. we sorry, we had something here sponsored by the city, and what happened was that you needed a card, an RID card, to open the bin. And while I was one day just calmly dumping the things in, the card actually just fell in. So I'm not going in there to claim it back. So I guess that's the end of it. Alright. Cutting board also needs to be cleaned. We could use a little bit more soap to it. We're going to need this, kind of, in a moment again, anyway, to chop up the salsa, or parsley, if you want to say it in English, but it's not like it's much of an issue. Alright, thank you very much, mutes. Enjoy your nap. Don't clean while cooking, I will bend the spit. Teleport to give you a smack. Yes. I would be deserved. People who don't clean while cooking, or rather, don't leave things tidy, deserve to get smacked. That isn't to say, though, that if you're cooking at home, you should split the tasks. Like, in our household at least, if one person cooks, the other person has to at least help with cleaning up the kitchen, if not do the cleanup themselves. Obviously, there's 4 of us here, so it's pretty easy to get a task split force, or getting tasks split up quite easily. It's not a big deal. Get that wiped off. It's a bit imbalanced, it's fine. This can go rest in its new spot over there. Hopefully it won't fall. You always do the dishes? Well, you hardly ever cook now, don't you? But I don't think this is the best place to discuss that. Okay, let's get the action back up. Another thing I also have is this. It's we call it salsa, but in English it's called parsley. You have to note the not so bushy leaves when it comes to comparing it with, what's the name of it? The thing that nobody likes. Okay, basically the difference is these leaves are round and the other ones are sharp. So we're going to open this up. This is for decoration, by the way. It's not really for anything else. The thing nobody likes. I'm trying to think of the name, frankly. This comes in a little pot. I'm not going to put it on the cutting board, I'm going to put it down there. And then what I'm going to do is get a little plate that nobody uses. Gotta put it right here. And I'll just water it a little bit every day. So we want fresh water. a little bit, I think. Not full yet. Okay, that's cool now. Ah, right, coriander. That's what it's called in English. Okay, that has a bit of water now. Use a little bit more. Okay, that's enough. And now, where am I going to leave this? Probably outside. For the time being, though, let's just get a few sprigs. That. And thanks to technology, we have scissors, so let's make use of them. Now, you might be thinking, that's a lot. A little bit. For the time being, though, we can leave this here. Throw that here. Let's lower the potatoes a little bit so they boil a little bit less harder. How are the eggs? How long has it been on the eggs? Okay, like 14 minutes. They should be done now. Apparently one of them cracked, which is not too great, but at the same time, doesn't matter too much. I'm actually going to... Sorry. The eggs need more water. Please don't do this. Just add more water in instead. And now, we need something to contain... this will do. We'll hold the parsley while we chop it. So we'll just go with that. Oops. Okay. Now, there isn't much to it when you're chopping up parsley. Quite frankly, it just... be careful. You're gonna have to be patient. Bundle it up. Give it a little bit of a twist so it doesn't fall as much. And try to not bruise the leaves. Then just start chopping away. Now, this is going to require patience. Because we want it to be small. Hopefully, this doesn't stain the board. These pieces are getting a little bit on my nerves. Got ourselves a lovely little decoration for afterwards. Let's put that there for now. Obviously, this is a bit of a mess to scrape now. I should have just done this on the actual chopping board, but this is also a chopping board, so it doesn't matter too much. I'll just have to clean it. Also, this smells really nice. Thank God. That's cleaned up. We are now going to test and see if the potatoes are cooked. Well, actually, let's tend to the eggs first. Rinse. Right, eggs are most definitely done. So, going to get cold water running. Normally you do this into an ice bath. Well, tough shit. Just up there. Okay. I'm just. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have removed the handle. Now, reminder: these eggs are still very hot. So, if you want to run them under cold water while you peel them, that's a smart thing to do. They also peel easier. I should have pulled out a plate earlier than this. Ah, shame. It's gonna have to do for the time being.
Belligracketh just resubscribed for 2 months. I see an egg.
Ta-da! Perfect. Sub for egg. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Well, not very, because it was blurry. Wait, sub? Oh. Eggshells in the bin. We have no use for eggshell. Oops. Unfortunately, they are just... Oh, that's not being... Sorry, not easy to wash. Okay. That's fine. Soap up this way. Okay. just going to let that steam dry. Right, so the Eggos. We also need to chop up the eggs, so I just leave them on the plates afterwards. But first, they need to be chopped up. Actually, they are still warm. So I'm going to put these in the fridge so they warm up, because right now they're still pretty warm. Right. In the meantime, we need to check on the potatoes. Actually, that's the wrong way to go about it. One. That. Mind frame? No. Okay. I'm not going to stick my hand in it, don't worry. Looking for the correct knife. Yeah, okay. This knife will do. So, if you stab a potato. Okay, yeah. They're not done yet, so let's keep that going. What can we do in the meantime then? We can prep the fish. So we're gonna fry off the fish in a good old cast iron with butter. It's a bit unsafe, but we can just use that burner over there instead. Someone is calling me. Nobody I know. Don't care. Butter. Just a second. It's actually a delivery that I completely forgot I had coming in today. Oops. Right, I apologize for the interruption. It's something I can't say on stream. Also, Belle, thank you so much for the subscription. I didn't notice. Thank you for 2 months. Nano, thank you for the follow. Something with warranty? Actually, no. Yeah, it's a resub, I'm sorry. You get a free smooch. Mwah. That one's for you. It's something you can't say? Spicy. Yes, it's spicy. Very spicy. Right, so we're going to take care of the fish. Here we go. These are the stars of the show. This is a hake or hack. I don't know how to pronounce it still. And the reason why they're shaped like this is because I felt like this would be a much easier way to process it during cooking. Now, this is going to need to go into the oven afterwards. Those aren't stars, they're circles. Bell. Fuck. They're still the stars of the show, it's fine. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a weird setup here. And in order to do that, I am going to have to wait for the potatoes to be done so that I have enough space. In the meantime, this is dry, so ish. Let's get rubbed off any excess moisture. Then again, go cool off in the closet. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or another one. But I do know one thing for certain is that we need to move our lovely wooden spoons. Look at that, so beautiful. The spoon's not the bin. And I'm going to prep this in a way that I have enough space for it. Which is, the big issue in this kitchen is having space for it. Now, we have these two here. Soup plates. This one was put into the washing machine without being scrubbed properly. Yucky. Emily. Right. So, I need another one. And what I'm going to do is wait for the potatoes to finish cooking. Need to move this. This is going to be the tray that I'm putting them into the oven with. So this can go here to the end of the assembly line, and I will show you guys what I intend to do in a moment. Okay. The potatoes are good to go. So the way to tell if a potato is cooked through or not is if you stab it with a knife and it comes sliding right off. So if you stab and it just plops back down, that means it's good. So that's done. So turn the water off. Actually need to move these back. And have to fold this all the way back again so I have enough space to pour the water out. And I need cloth. Foggy glasses. Fuck. My bane. Ah! One of the potatoes fell off. Ah. Oh, enjoy dinner. Okay. They are cooked, so that's good. Not that much. Now the potatoes need to be kind of out of circulation. So I'm just going to leave them actually inside the sink in their respective pot because they can be there just fine. And now we move this back, corner off. We get these plates back into position, and we get ready to fry fish. Let's try to get these as far away from the burner as possible. Now, that burner. Get that going because it takes a while to heat up. Now we are going to fry these in butter, so we do need the butter, and we have to keep in mind that butter has a low smoke point compared to oil and everything else. So what we're going to do is fry it at a low heat, and then we're going to now preheat the oven to 200 degrees, get it going, start, and once that's preheated, we will be putting the fish in. Now, in one of the soup plates, we put in milk, and the other one is going to have flour. Now, because we aren't savages, I'm going to season the flour. Actually, I'm going to season these directly. Some of these still have a coat of ice on them, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. Nothing we can do about it. That was, in hindsight, not the best move. Okay, we managed. Okay, fish is seasoned. We should season on the other side as well, but it's going to be hard to flip these. And now I need a spatula as well. I kind of forgot about that detail. Okay, we got spatula. A spatchy spatch. Now, butter. This isn't really enough, so we're going to need more. Remember to buy from national brands. this one. Okay. Lower the heat a little bit. Now, a recommendation. What brands? Just national ones. In Portugal, the most common brand for butter is called Vaqueiro and also Mimosa. This would be it. This is the butter. It just has traditional butter. It's just simple, regular, with salt. And the other one that I use is called Vaqueiro, which is more meant for cooking. Now, we got that going. It's still bubbling a little bit. We need to wait a little bit further and get it on the minimum-ish. Right. One hand is going to be handling the fish. It still has ice on it, which is unfortunate, but we can work it off. I got it frozen this morning, so we dip it into milk. Don't ask me why. And now, from the milk, it goes into the flour. You do not want to mix hands much here. You just get it in with separate hands, and now it goes into the butter. These, unfortunately, have ice. I left them out. I should have left them out longer. It's a shame. Well, not like there's much I could have done. Okay, that's a little bit too low. This flour is going to be a mess to clean up afterwards. But it's in the name of making good food. That's a good sizzle. I like the sound of that. Try to get to these that have less when I scan on them first. I think we can get a few more in. Hello, Mayhem. Scourge of my existence. still have 4 more pieces. Can we get them all in? Going up. We can try. We got time. We could add in 1 more, probably. Okay. These are still very much encased in ice. Damn. How unfortunate. Okay, these have had enough time most likely. Okay. Still working out how to get that off. Oops. Got it. Okay. A bit better. Now, chat, what happens when you mix flour and milk? You make dough. That's what's happening. Ah, fuck. With my fingers right now. Oops. Ah. Ow. Okay, you can go chill in the milk. You can probably go too. Oops. Goodness. It's fine. Don't really have much more butter in there now, do I? I'm going to wash my hands elsewhere. Give me a second. We need more butter, so we're adding more butter. So you have extra things to cook afterwards too. Alright. Okay, the oven is preheated. And the ice is coming off. The hard way, but it is. Has to one way or another, because we don't have time. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to wash my hands in the bathroom. This one's probably already, yeah. Good. Okay. This one is flipped. This one is fine, keep going. That's good here. Now that is messy as shit. Chaos! What's a good dish without a little bit of chaos? And leave that soaking in there. These are looking a little bit burned, but that's just butter. They're going into the oven anyway. Okay, the fish is now done, so it's going into the oven. And we're giving it 15 minutes. Okay, now the onion goes in. As well as the pepper. Can go fine all at once. And now we need to fetch the eggs. They should be much fuller now. Yep. Don't be afraid to make a mess here, because these are specifically meant to be chopped up and mixed in the other things. It doesn't have to be precisely chopped. And also, I don't like this knife for chopping anyway. This is too small. This is a paring knife, not a chopping knife. Okay. Probably as good as it's going to get. Now that has a lot of water to cook off. I'm actually going to get the lid of it to help it along. Because this pan now has the lid. Transparent too. Should be this one. Nope. Except the pantry. bit weird. I got turned around. Okay. In the meantime, while we get started with that, I'm going to get some stuff into the washing machine. Because wash up is ass. Nobody likes it. One day I'll make dough. One day. But today is not that day. Like, absolutely fucking not. This one can't go into the machine. Okay. And the part that nobody likes to do. I have to clean the big board as well. I might get another bowl just for this. Everything else got one, so why not? And it's easy to clean up and get out of the way. Oops. Not going stellar. Yeah. It's nice, everything is clean. Once I can, I'll get you guys closer. I can actually increase the heat here. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like a Chinese restaurant. I don't know why I'm running the spatula underwater when I really don't need to. So, get that off. I'll wash you first. because you're easy to get out of the way. Wash up time again. Watch. Learn. Gotta put this one away again. Now, this one is kind of on the side of fucking huge, so it's a lot harder to clean up properly. But we will manage. Gotta clean bits of flour and egg and butter. Maybe some other stuff too. Okay, I can hear you. Oh, you guys missed it. Damn. Very much liking the char that this is getting. It smells amazing. Ah. Also, I did season this. Try and I would say it's pretty much done. I'm gonna. Oops. A little bit fell off. Okay. I think that's amazing. Tasty. That's pretty good. I'm actually going to turn the heat off completely. And let it cook in any residual heat it might have. But I think everything is cooked fully. We have 2 minutes left on the fish. Hello, welcome to Extreme. Sazuiko. What? So zuito with a T, sorry. Okay, I mean, I have Discord off though. Except on my desktop. What's going? Ah. Okay. To get the potatoes in a respectable place now. Get myself a plate. We're going to be plating it right here. Actually, remove this. Need to. Okay. That's done. Okay, I hear you. Shut up. Smells good. Need a moment to get my probe. Up. Thank you, sir. Okay, these are very much done. Nice. I'm actually going to help myself to two. left-handed. Sorry for obscuring the view. Gonna help myself to the best part of the party. Now, another thing that's still missing. This is just an onion and red pepper topping. Now, potatoes. Fuck, I'm using my fingers. Sorry. Okay. Now, another part of the dish that's still missing is the chopped up egg. Adds in a little bit of color. Got some for myself as well. This is supposedly added in with the pepper and onion, but I figured it'd be much nicer on top instead because it just get warm. Okay, all good. This can go back here. Parsley to finish up. Can add some on the potatoes as well. My hands are still wet, so and now, for a small finishing touch, sister's boyfriend got this for Christmas. This is olive oil of really high quality as well. And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit. Over the potatoes, because it's not a Portuguese dish with roasted potatoes. Sorry, boiled potatoes without olive oil. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hake fish fillets with Monchique hake fillets. It's moment of truth. Hopefully, it is flaky. So let's get. It's cooked through. The skin is crisp. It's not crispy, but that would be impossible unless I had a mesh on the tray, which I don't. Oh, that is good. That's really nice. I'm not in the UK anymore. I'm back home in Portugal. making Portuguese cuisine. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be with you in 2 weeks' time again with something new. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Now quick face reveal. That's the face reveal.